What is going on? Brandon Hanley here, fatherhood for the rest of us. This is a BJJ report. I'm taking myself up, snuggie in my gi here. Hold on, settle down, noises. Man, BJJ report. I'm laughing a little bit because I was rolling with Robbie. Robbie got me pretty good. I was just stuck for a second. I was like, hold on a second, brother. Hold on, give me a second. And he sat back up because I had a tap. I'm like, oh, no, just because there's no breaks in jiu-jitsu. He's right. I just wanted to take a break, man. And he let me. You know, we could use that, right? Like, I mean, the breaks are there in life, and every once in a while in BJJ, I don't think you ever stop thinking about it. That is life or BJJ, and sometimes you just get caught up overthinking it. I know, for example, this morning we had a fairly easy, I still had to learn it, and of course, anytime somebody does anything and it makes it look easy, they've been doing it for a long time. That being said, when Professor John Shell comes in and he shows us this this move for take from the back, I got it, looks easy, I got it. And then for some reason, overthinking it, complicating it, and instead of just doing like a simple, kind of step back and twist the hips down and pull the body over, or, I'm sitting there twisting myself into a freaking pretzel and doing gymnastics. And sometimes you just overthink things because, maybe it's just because you've been taught to be too clever. You've been taught to, be this great thinker. And, you see everybody say, keep it simple, stupid. But how do you do that and still hit everything you're supposed to hit, right? Keep it simple, but don't miss the details. I mean, it's kind of like, is that an oxymoron? I don't know. Hold on, make sure this guy doesn't turn. We're good. So, that's a fly in the car, man. I hate flies. Anyways, keep it simple, stupid. It's not easy to keep it simple because, again, our heads are filled with so much stuff that we can overthink every little thing, and then the next thing you know, you're twisted into a pretzel. Or the other example from this morning was is another back take. And yes, I'm applying Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu to just kind of general thought processes in life. This other back take where, you essentially just need to kind of position yourself fine enough behind somebody and just kind of collapse them into the seat in front of you. Basically by creating a space with your leg and then, removing that space so they're just sitting right in front of you, and without having them lay sprawled out all back on top of you. Well, again, Professor Sean Shell was he goes, it's like the ninja roll from the other night. I'm like, yeah, this is the place where, I get caught up. This is the place where I think, I think too much about what it is that I'm trying to do instead of just doing it. And I think, remove, I think, right? I know that's what trips most of you up and trips most of us up, trips me up from day to day too. It's instead of, taking action, we sit there and we think about it. We get stuck in this cycle. We get stuck in this loop that says, I'm thinking about doing this, I'm thinking about doing that. Man, that guy's car just caught on fire. Man, at least smoked up. We think about it, right? We think about everything that's going on. Justin John, what's going on? Meg, what's happening? We think about the things we want to do, and then sometimes we think about it for so long that we've got so many pieces and particles and whatever involved in it. You've got that pretzel that I was talking about before. You've got that moment where the person's laying on top of you and you're like, that's not what I wanted to do. true. That's not how I wanted to position this. And the reason, one of the reasons is that you sat there, you thought about it for too long, you put too many thoughts into it, you thought about like all the different variables and variations, and you threw it all in the pot, and you're like, this is too salty. I overthought the salt. Something like that. So instead of overthinking it, just do it. And I hate to use the line, I don't really hate to use the line, but it's a lot like the line from The Matrix, when Neo's in there in the construct with Morpheus, and they're learning jujitsu, and Neo goes, I know jujitsu. And Morpheus goes, show me, yada yada. He goes, stop trying to hit me and just hit me. So stop overthinking it and just do it. This can definitely be said for a lot of things, and I'm just as guilty as the next person. But once you start taking action, once you start creating your blog, creating your podcast, drawing those pictures, going out and knocking on doors, once you start taking action, once you start going to jiu-jitsu, once you start doing the rolls and you're in it, once you start taking that action, you find yourself getting thrown out of this crazy thought loop, and you find yourself doing the core things that matter most. In jiu-jitsu, it is technique. It's learning the technique. In customer relations, it is the customer. It is the relation. In any relationship, it's most oftentimes it's listening or hearing or understanding. But those are some of the core tenets of those things that you take action on, and staying true to those core items keeps it simple, right? There's always going to be a variable. You don't need to think about them all at the same time. When you need to think about the variable is when the variable appears, right? And when that variable appears for the first time, you may not have experience with it. You may be clumsy with it. As far as the podcast or the blog or your first whatever goes, it's gonna be sloppy. It's gonna be a hot mess. And guess what? Congratulations on taking action, okay? Congratulations on taking action. Anyways, that's gonna do it for kind of the BJJ report. One of the things I want to throw out there to the guys in the Raleigh area, the fathers in the Raleigh area, I've created an invite for a Father's Night Out, dads only, August 30th, 7 to 9 p.m. Growler USA has graciously allowed us to host an event there, and seats are limited. I've got like about 12 to 20, right? I know that's a big variance, but at 12 I'm going to check in, make sure there's still room, and once we hit 12, I'm going to say, hey, listen, go ahead and open it up for 20. Anyways, if you'd like more information on the Father's Night Out, guys only, let off a little steam, get out of the house, connect with some other dads in the area, find out what's happening outside of your house, outside of work, outside of anything else you belong to. Guess what? If you meet these people for the first time, you could come in there and lie to us, tell us like all these amazing things you're doing, and completely fabricate it and see what it feels like to live that life. I don't know, right? You can do what you want. But the deal is, you can come on out, hang out with some dads, talk dad stuff. There's oftentimes like, you're hanging out with the non-dad guys and they're like, hey, let's go do this, let's go do that. And you're like, no thanks. I got to go home, get everybody together. I got to pack lunches in the morning. I got to dress my kids. I got to get them all diapered. And they're like, dude. And you're like, oh my God, shut up. Right? That's the dad to the non-dad, and it works exactly the vice versa for the non-dad to the dad. You're like, because the non-dad's like, dude, shut up. So dads, you're welcome to come hang out for more of this. August 30th, Growler USA in Raleigh, North Carolina. 7 to 9. That's the time I'm gonna hang out from. You're welcome to stay longer, get there earlier, up to you. There's gonna be live music. They've got over 100 beers on tap, and there's gonna be some great food. Looking forward to seeing you there. Looking forward to seeing y'all there.